Well, in today's USA Today, big headlines, front section, staggering number of seniors tap Medicare for potent meds. Now, why is that happening? It says use of some of these potent meds, including oxycodone, is up by 50%. Okay? Now, we're talking about seniors' prescriptions are up 30% for people over age 65 years of age between 2000 and 2012 on opioid drugs. We're the number one country in the world when it comes to prescriptions of opioid drugs for seniors. Hydrocodone, oxycodone, greater than 50% upwards, as the headline says. Doctor supply to seniors has increased 15%. 43 million seniors get their prescriptions of Vicodin, Xanax, Ativan, Percocet, okay? And what this results in, each month, this is a monthly figure, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Inspector General says medical doctors kill 15,000 seniors each month. That's 180,000 a year. Secondly, and this was a big story that came out in 2006, 1.5 million people are either killed, injured, or infected through prescriptions. I guess they're not infected, but they're killed and injured. That's it, killed and injured. 1.5 million are killed and injured each year from prescriptions. And it's like crazy, okay? And what can I say? Again, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says 15,000 seniors are killed each month in American hospitals, okay? Now, this is going on, I believe, this is this rush to get people on these drugs because they're fleeing doctors like crazy. So the doctors put them on these addictive drugs to keep them tight, keep them coming in to get the prescriptions because they're addicted. And so that's how they keep their practices going, by getting these seniors addicted to drugs. Now remember, most of these painkillers are used for back problems, knee problems, hip problems, shoulder problems, neck problems. And all they have to do is get on the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, and we will support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself. And with each Healthy Bone and Joint Pack comes a wide mouth jar of the CM cream. You can apply that topically to any joint. It's not addictive. It's not opioid. You can eat this stuff. It's so safe. Within 10 minutes, you get significant or total pain relief for 3 to 5 hours. If you want systemic relief, we actually have it in the soft gel forms, as they need it. It's the CM Plus capsules in soft gel. You take three times a day if you weigh 200 pounds, 3 twice a day if you weigh 150 pounds or so. And it gives you total body pain relief from fibromyalgia, lupus, sarcoidosis, all that kind of stuff. Why would you want to take a prescription drug? Well, insurance pays, Medicare pays, my doctor gave it to me, my doctor wouldn't do anything to hurt me. Well, no, he wants to keep you coming to him. He's going to addict you, right? Write your prescription to get you addicted so that you'll be tied to him for the rest of your life. Okay, he's shooting fish in a barrel, okay, and the government's paying for it with everybody else's tax money. Well, what I want you to do is contact your longevity associate. If you're over age 65, contact your longevity associate. I don't want to be one of those 15,000 people killed every month, like Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes, Dick Clark from American Bandstand, Neil Armstrong, our top astronaut. All three of them were killed, and they're all over age 65. They were killed by their doctors. You know, look up their obituaries, right? Look at the obituaries. They were killed by their doctors, and the doctors all got to walk. Now, if they can kill Andy Rooney, they can kill Dick Clark, and they can kill Neil Armstrong, what chance do you have? And so I urge you to contact your longevity associate today. Get a hold of my new book out there, Epigenetics, and maximize your genetic potential for longevity. Your genes require nutrients, minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids to achieve their genetic potential. Just like your car has potential to go 300,000 miles, but if you put 6 quarts of water in the crankcase, you might not even get the distance you might get out of a full tank of gasoline. The engine will burn up on 6 quarts of water. But if you put oil in there, 6 quarts, and you change it every 1,000 miles, like the maintenance book says to do, that car will go 300,000 miles. Well, you have the capacity to go well beyond 140, 160, maybe even 200, but the odds are you're not going to make it if you just eat well. you must supplement with the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids to make your genes, DNA, and RNA happy. They require cofactors. They cannot work in a vacuum. They cannot maximize your genetic potential for anything. Life, health, longevity. You can't achieve your genetic potential for anything unless you're giving your genes, your DNA, and your RNA these raw materials. This is all in the book very clearly. Epigenetics is my new book out. I want you to contact your longevity associate and ask for epigenetics. The meaning of the word is that to maximize your genetic potential for longevity, you need to give your genes, your DNA, and your RNA the raw materials. You can only do that by supplementation. I don't care how well you eat. You cannot do it. Now, by doing this, we've tripled the lifespan of dogs in 60 years. 60 years ago, an old dog was 8 years old. Today, an old dog's 25. And we didn't do that with organ transplants. We didn't do that with wonder drugs, stem cells, genetically engineered proteins. We did it with, vitamins and minerals in Mighty 90. Well, hang on. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
I thought we'd talk a bit about centenarians, as we have a Fox News story here that is headlined, Supercentenarians, How They Live to Over 110. They say more and more people are living past 100, and it's all about healthy living and genetics.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, so apparently a copy of Epigenetics has not reached Boston University School of Medicine, and the New England Centenarian Study, better known as the NECS, it is the largest collection of data on centenarians in the world. They've been tracking this since 1995. They say the number of centenarians has gone in 95 from 1 per 10,000 to 1 per 5,000 in the U.S. They say the NECS has 130 subjects who are 110 or older, and they are known as supercentenarians. And according to the lead author here, the professor in charge of this whole thing and the director of NECS, Dr. Thomas Perls, says at any one time in the U.S. there are about 70 supercentenarians. Researchers found that these people reach 100 years of age, but they do get age-related diseases, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer, hypertension, and Alzheimer's. Also tend to manage these diseases better than others, and they find a way to live with these illnesses rather than die from them. They estimate about 70% of the aging process is attributed to health-related behaviors, and 30% is genetic. And he says most of us should be able to get to 90, and they say those that live to 90 or more have protective genes that slow down the aging and may be responsible for the extra long lifespan of supercentenarians. They estimate that for those over the age of 110, aging becomes 70% genetic and 30% environmental. And they say currently there's between 50,000 and 60,000 centenarians living in the U.S., and they go on to say that that number is projected to grow to anywhere between 800,000 to 4 million by the year 2060. Now, what about all those studies that came out that said we're going to be burying our kids if they were born after the age of, 2001? It seems to be kind of contradictory here.
Well, actually, it's still quite true. You're talking about, again, one person over 5,000, 1 per 5,000 even, the best figures they have. But it's somewhere between 1 in 5 and 1 in 10,000, depending on where you're getting the figures from. But so everybody else is going to be burying their children. And I see this all the time because I get calls. I get several hundred calls a day from people with their kids who are 10 months old with multiple sclerosis. That used to be a disease that was in people 35 to 50. Kids who are 12 years old getting thrombotic stroke. They're getting blood clots in the brain because nobody's supplementing with omega-3s. And so we've got to get people educated to give their youngsters the 90 essential nutrients before they're conceived, all through the pregnancy they're developed in from the moment they're born. Then we're going to add many health features to life. It's because, as we talked about in the monologue, Doug, your genes give you a maximum potential. You're not going to get there unless you give your genes what it needs to get there. And so my goal is to have a whole tribe of people, including you and everybody else associated with Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and Longevity, and the GCN radio network. We want everybody to live to be 200. We believe that the human being has the genetic potential to live to be 200, but nobody in modern times has given all the raw materials to get there. And so by taking the 90 essential nutrients and staying away from the bad stuff, you're going to maximize your genetic potential for longevity. Is it going to be perfect? I don't know. Because, we have to run studies, and so I have to be around for at least 200 years to be able to continue to run these studies. So I'm inviting everybody to join me. Get on the challenge here. Get on the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for body weight. Stay away from the bad stuff. And let's all live to be 200 and show that that's the genetic potential for human longevity under ideal circumstances. Well, thank you so much for bringing that data up for us, Doug. Looks like we got lots of work to do, and we have the ability to do it. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Everett, Washington, and Patricia, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Patricia, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, how can we help you?
I was calling because I take prescription medicine for type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol.
Okay, and tell me about cholesterol. Wait a minute, don't just say cholesterol. What does that mean? What's the numbers?
263.
Okay, that's perfectly normal. 220 to 270 is normal. You're in the perfect place. It just means you're sexy because cholesterol is required for making female hormones, okay, and male hormones. So you want the cholesterol up there to make estrogen, progesterone. Guys need it for testosterone, adrenal hormones. And so do not take any statin drugs to lower your cholesterol. 263 is perfect.
That's what they have me on now, the Dr. Simvastatin.
Okay, yeah, you want to get off your statin drugs.
Okay.
Okay, now, how much do you weigh, Patricia?
215.
And how tall are you?
5'3".
Okay. Anything else? High blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, anything else? Any kidney disease, skin problems, asthma?
Now I've been having swelling, and my creatinine and bun has went up now.
Oh, creatinine's gone up. Do you know what the number is?
1.25, and bun is 27.
Okay. All right. You got your pen and paper ready?
Yes.
Okay. Shar? Hello, Shar.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Shar thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Patricia, right? Patricia's here. She weighs 215 pounds. She's 5'3", has type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. She's got some early stages of kidney failure. What would you do for her?
She needs the ultimate daily for the kidney failure for sure, and she's got arthritis too.
Nope, type 2 diabetes.
Oh, diabetes. Oh, she needs healthy blood and sugar pack.
Okay, and what would you do for her weight?
I'd get her on the
ASAP. Okay, good, exactly right. Okay, this goes by weight, Patricia, and so write this down. You want 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month, as Shar said. 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. That'll be 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 4 of the Sweeties twice a day. All that will be accomplished with the 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. Be sure you're taking your fasting blood sugar in the morning before you medicate yourself. 3 of the Ultimate Daily tablets twice a day for the high blood pressure, and the SCP, a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. And call us every 2 weeks with your weight, your blood pressure, your blood sugar problems. You're going to be our poster girl. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Louisiana, and Chelsea, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Chelsea, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I have two questions. One issue is with me, and the other one's with my husband. My issue is I've been on the product for going on 5 weeks now, and I can't get my...
I'm sorry, 5.5 weeks, 5.5 months, 5.5 years? Oh.
5.5 weeks.
Okay.
Weeks. And my legs hurt. Well, it swells. My knee swells, and it's like stiff. Like if I'm sitting and I get up, it's like stiff. It's so stiff to a limp. And I'm taking I have the Osteo FX. I take an ounce of that at night, and I take the Osteo, the glucose gel, ounce in the morning.
They're taking the liquid or the
and
capsule?
I take 3, the liquid. and I take three EFAs. I take one EFA at breakfast and one at lunch and one at supper. And I take one.
Wait a minute, back up. How much of the liquid glucogel are you taking?
I do that at breakfast.
How much are you taking?
All I do, an ounce.
Okay. And how much do you weigh, Chelsea? How much do you weigh?
320.
Say again?
320.
Okay. Well, 320 pounds, you're not going to get much from 1 ounce of liquid glucogel. Okay? You're going to need 6 ounces a day of the liquid. You're going to need 20 capsules a day of the glucogel or 6 ounces of liquid.
And the liquid?
Yeah. And so I would take 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, ounces of the glucogel, of the liquid. That's going to require 6 quarts a month. Or you can take 20 capsules a day of the glucogel, and that's going to require 3 of the large bottles a month to pull that off. Okay, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner, and 5 at bedtime. This goes by body weight, and you're doing all the right stuff, but you're severely underdosing. Okay, you're dosing for a 100-pound person, and so you're not likely to get, the magic results you should be getting, unless you up the ante here when it comes to doing this by body weight. So that seems to be the question here. You got to do this by body weight. Okay.
The bone and joint pack instead of the one that I have?
I can't hear you. You have to speak up.
Should I change to the healthy bone and joint pack?
I would. I'd go with 3 healthy bone and joint packs per month. Okay. Do that. And then you'll have everything you need, right? Now, hang on. We got to run one of these message moments. We'll deal with your husband when we get back for after these messages. Okay, Doug, we're going back to, let's see here, Chelsea in Louisiana, I guess it is.
Yes.
Okay, Chelsea, let's go to your husband.
Okay. He's been on the blood sugar pack for 5.5 weeks. I do his sweeties, 2 for breakfast, 2 for lunch and dinner. I do 1 selenium, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 1 EFA, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and OsteoFX.
After 2 weeks, now wait a minute. After 2 weeks, is his blood sugar beginning to drop?
It's vacillating. It goes from before we started, it was like 137. Now it's like 111, 112.
Okay, well that's a 20-point drop, yeah. And of course, if he's naughty, if he has a piece of cherry pie the night before, it's going to be back to 130. Okay. I mean, he's got to still watch his diet, right? And how much does your husband weigh?
170.
Okay, 170. He's going to need 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. All right. And if he has blood pressure problems too, he's going to need 1 bottle of the Ultimate Dailies, 3 of those twice a day. And this all goes by body weight. And of course, it takes a little bit of time. We always say give it 60, 90 days to see something dramatic. So 2.5, 3, 4 weeks is probably a little early to expect something very dramatic, but a 20-point drop is not a bad thing for your blood sugar. So give us a call in 2 more weeks. I want to know your weight. I want to know what's going on with you in every other place you're looking at. Okay? But you've got to pay attention to body weight. Okay? I want to know your blood sugar, your body weight, blood pressure, all that kind of stuff. I want to know the same thing for your husband. Call us, say, in 2 weeks and bring us that information. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Well, let's head to California. And Gracie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Gracie, you're on the air.
Dr. Wallach, it's such a blessing to finally talk to you.
Well, it's an honor. Thank you. How can I help you?
I love everything you say, and I agree with you.
Well, thank you.
I have been avoiding knee replacements. They want to do both my knees. Fortunately, I was blessed to meet 3 people that had replacements and fell down and did so much damage that the doctor said there's nothing left to attach anything to, and they amputated their legs.
Wonderful.
And I refuse. So I've been on every supplement there is, and my greatest goal has always been to live to be over 100. I refuse pain pills because I'm always reading that the healthiest seniors are medication-free. I take no medication. My blood pressure is perfect. I'm 70 years old. And what I want to know is what more can I do? Because for all the things I've been taking, when the doctor said, oh, that's not going to work, and he compared it to a car, he said, if you need a transmission, adding a fluid doesn't help. And I said, yeah, but I heard an orthopedic surgeon on TV say that they have scientific proof that the glucosamine and chondroitin will grow cartilage. So I did it. When I went back, Dr. Wallach, my old x-rays are up on the light, and when he put the new ones up, I jumped up and ran over there because you could see the new cartilage between my knees.
And so what did the doctor say?
He wouldn't even look me in the eye. And I said, look, I can see it. I'm not a doctor, but look, it looks like somebody took a putty knife and stuck something between my knees. Looking down at the floor, he sheepishly said to me, keep doing what you're doing.
Very good. Now,
he
how
wouldn't
much
look
do you weigh?
me in the eye.
Of course.
But, you know,
because you showed him to be, I hate to use the word, but I'm going to do it, you showed him to be a liar.
Well,
okay,
yeah.
And so how much do you weigh, Gracie?
I weigh 150.
Okay.
And I'm
all right.
5'5".
Okay.
And
do you have any other issues other than, some arthritis?
No, I'm fine. But I've been in 2 serious accidents. I was hit by a car when I was 12, and when I was 9 months pregnant, I was thrown out of a car.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be alive.
Absolutely.
And the baby and I both survived, and so I've had 6 knee operations, and I told the doctor, if you want to do one more operation, that's going to be operating on my spirit, and nobody's taking my spirit.
Okay, let's listen now. Did they just sort of scrape your knees, or did they put artificial knees in?
No, I don't. I still have my knees, but they kept going in saying they could help, and they'd clean up scar tissue and this and that. And at one point,
you must have had a very good insurance policy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, see, that's why they kept going back in, because insurance paid for their defrauding you. Okay, they should go to jail for insurance fraud, really. But at any rate, okay, Shar?
Yes.
Okay, 150-pound lady who's been doing a lot of the right stuff, obviously, because she could actually herself see the cartilage growing back in between her bones and her knee. And they abused her. They gave her 6 knee scraping, arthroscopic surgeries. And, of course, Harvard came out in July of 2002, and they said joint surgery, knee surgery, and hip surgery for arthritis is worthless. And here's your surgeons did 6 knee surgeries on you when they shouldn't have done 1. And so, Shar, what would you do for this lady, in a sort of an organized fashion? What program would you give her at 150 pounds? What would you give her out of the Youngevity stable of products?
I would put her on the healthy bone and joint pack, but then I'd give her extra bottle of glucogel so she could,
take
really
15 a day, right?
Yeah, get the glucogel. That's what her big problem is.
Yeah, and of course you're going to get the 90 essential nutrients, Gracie. This will simplify your life. And so what I would do is take 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month, 1 full dose of everything at breakfast, 1 full dose at dinner time. The difference will be you're going to have 1 large bottle of glucogel with each of these. It's collagen, glucosamine, chondroitin sulfate, hyaluronic acid, and all that stuff. So I want you to take 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That way 2 healthy bone and joint packs will cover all that. And you can use the CM cream if you still have any issues with painful joints or restricted motion because of your car accidents. And I would also add something else. Because you're 70 years old, I would add some selenium. I would go ahead and get 1 bottle of our selenium. I would go ahead and throw in 4 of those a day from that 1 bottle, 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner. I would also put in the de-stress capsules, 2 of those twice a day. There's 1 bottle a month of the de-stress capsules, and that's going to help your heart. The selenium and the de-stress capsules will help your heart. They'll help your liver. They'll help your brain. They'll help your eyes. And so I just think just because you're 70 years old, be sure you stay away from the bad stuff. Give us a call every couple of weeks because we want you to be one of those people who live to be 200 with us. And so it sounds like you've been on the right track, and I just love the fact that you showed up the doctor who said you couldn't regrow cartilage, and you did it on your own. God bless you. And forgive me, Gracie, but I've always wanted to say this my whole life because George Burns and Gracie were one of my favorite comedian acts, and I always wanted to say, good night, Gracie. Okay, give us a call in 2 weeks. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
How about a break?
Oh, it's break time. Okay, well, we'll be back after these messages. Hang on, we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie and more truth, justice, and the Youngevity Way after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's stay right there in California. Head down to the Los Angeles area. And John, you are on with Dr. Wallach.
John, you're on the air.
Hi, Doctor.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
It's a pleasure to be able to talk to you. I have an eye condition they call CSR, and I was also told I have wet macular degeneration, and my vision go to hell like 20/70 or 80, and I can't even drive. You know, I like to know how to fix it.
Okay, well, tell me what CSR is. I know what macular degeneration is. Give me the words of CSR.
CSR, they stands for Central Serous, SEROUS, retinopathy, I think.
Retinopathy?
That's what
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of related to the macular degeneration. Okay, very good. And how much do you weigh, John?
I weigh 180. I was 102. I was 220, and now
okay,
I
that's
weigh
good. You lost 40 pounds. That's a good thing. Now, let me ask you. We only have a few moments here, so I got to ask you a couple of quick questions. Have you ever had any history of skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No.
Okay, good. You ever had any history of respiratory problems, asthma, things like bronchitis or pneumonia?
I was told I have sleep apnea, a serious.
Okay, well, sleep apnea is not a disease. Sleep apnea is actually a normal behavior. Doctors have turned it into a disease for profit. Sleep apnea does not kill anybody. The only time you're going to die from snoring is when your sleep partner shoots you. Okay? Nobody dies of snoring. Nobody dies of sleep apnea. It's all been the big scam. The only thing that's a bigger scam than sleep apnea is the cholesterol thing, which we'll talk about that tomorrow, okay? But sleep apnea is not a disease, so forget that piece, okay? Learn how to sleep on your side or your belly. You won't snore. And if you do snore, if you're too loud for your sleep partner, then what you do is you sleep in a separate bedroom like Grandma and Grandpa used to do. They would let each other know with some signal that when they wanted to get frisky, put a thumbtack in the door or something that kids didn't understand. Then I want you to get my CD called Seeing is Believing. It was an apology from an eye doctor who called me a liar when I said we could reverse macular degeneration. And so after we did it on 27 of his patients who were legally blind for 6 or 8 years, he gave me that apology on a CD. It was even better than an oral apology in front of a crowd. He made a CD for me. And so that's available to you. So you need to contact your Youngevity associate and ask for the CD, Seeing is Believing. But basically, you need to get rid of all the bad stuff. Absolutely no inflammatory foods, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates, nitrites, no oils. That includes olive oil and coconut oil, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, so you can absorb all the nutrients. Then at 180 pounds, I'd have you take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. I would have you take 3 of the Vision FX 3 times a day. That'll be 3 bottles a month of the Vision FX. And that would get your ORIC points above 100,000. You could do that with 6 of our Triple Treat chocolate a day, 2 of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or 5 of the Cell Shield RTQ capsules twice a day. And it's one of those things where if you do these things, you can expect to get an improvement in your vision, because all of these things, including the dietary changes, will support and promote healthy vision. The eye has an immense capacity to repair itself because it has a huge blood supply, and so as part of the brain, it does have the capacity to repair. But taking medication can relieve pain and inflammation, but it can't repair stuff. You need raw materials, so that's why we go the nutrition route. And again, I would urge you to get a hold of that CD called Seeing is Believing from your Youngevity associate. It's an amazing thing to listen to that CD, because here's this eye doctor who'd call me a liar in a public meeting that after I had reversed the macular degeneration in 27 of his patients in 90 days, I could read 20/20, and he made me this CD. you will get a kick out of it. Okay, now, give me a call in 2 weeks, in 4 weeks, and 6 weeks, John. We'll walk you through this. Okay, Doug, how much time we got?
We're done.
Well, that's it. We got to talk again tomorrow. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job, as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. God bless America.